Yo guys, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10. So, I've been doing some stuff off camera, um, mainly for the fact that I don't understand it, but I will show you and then try to explain. So, nothing in here, but if we come down here, you'll see we have a massive AE2 controller with hundreds of P2P tunnels on this system. Now, this is a design by Saf. I saw K-Saw build it, and I figured we might as well attempt it to try to solve our channel situation that we've been having in the factory. So, um, boy, I don't even know where to begin to explain how this works, but just know it's really big. I will leave a link in the description to K-Saw's video, and he will better explain it than I ever could, and he'll also demonstrate how to build it. I will also link a text guide made by Saf himself in case you guys are more of a text-friendly group. It looks like I have a wireless connector here offline, and that's all right. I will demonstrate how this, how to link it to one of these guys down here. Looks like we are going to need another wireless connector, which we should have plenty. So we'll go like this, slap it down. We're going to need a color applicator, and we are going to need a wireless link. It's got to be in here if it's not in there. It's not. Crap, what's that key? Not that. There we go. Wireless setup kit. So, I believe it was cyan. We're going to want to turn this one to cyan. Clear this. And we got to fly up here quick and find it. So, right here, you'll see none of these P2Ps are lit up the same way these ones are. There is a wireless connector up in here. Which if you right click, you bind it. Come down here and just connect it. And then we fly back up here. And it's now connected. Which means that there's even more P2P tunnels on this system than originally I had thought. That puts it at 679. I believe there's even more. Wow. Still, looking at this thing, it's just crazy. But pretty much the gist of it is all of these controllers' channels are being used. Every single side. Besides the one that connects to another block. Then, all of these P2P tunnels are being routed into these connectors here. Which are... You can then pull the channels from them and connect them to other wireless connectors in which you can use anywhere. Meaning that you can have a full 32 channels from any of these connectors. So the way I've been using it is I got one in here, keeping my storage going. I have my entire up here connected into the system now. And this controller here, I just decided to leave it. It's literally strictly for looks. Even these cables here, I have a connector here connecting this stuff up, and then cable anchors, and it's literally just for looks. And then if we come over here, I also did move all of our our modern industrialization machines over here now, so we pretty much have the factory up and going for the most part. I did swap over to AE2 for auto crafting a majority of these recipes. A lot of them we can't even get yet, but once we start diving deeper into this mod, we'll be able to autocraft a majority of the bits and bobs. And then here's the last one. I just set this one up. This one is making lubricant. It's using the creosote from this guy here, which doesn't seem to be running strictly because this guy is full and not running. But if we come down here, we have another wireless connector. Pulling off, we're using the P2P tunnel on the big controller over there to give us all of the channels. The wireless connector is strictly to boot the system up. Then you'll see we have 19 of 32 channels used. So we have a full 32 channel system going here. So one wireless connector is pretty much powering one full side of this factory. And even this side over here, whatever we put over here will probably go off of the same system here and wouldn't have any issues whatsoever. So like I said, if you guys want to have a better understanding of how this all works, I'll link it in the description. I highly suggest you watch it once or twice before you attempt to build it, because it's better to, see it a few times and then try it. It's rough. But anyways, where's this? Insert that guy. Insert. Yes. So, in this episode, I want to get into automating our Powah energizing orb that we have built upstairs. Way up here. So, I want to automate this, and I think it's going to be extremely simple with AE2. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fairly simple. So if we get an extended pattern provider, and I want to just, slap this guy here. Also want to keep my blocks. So if we slap this guy here, right under that, let's get the magnet out. We're going to need to set down some more wireless connectors. We'll have to get cables ran in here. This is going to be a wall. So I have all the walls down and sorry, I'm sick. Open, so it's for easier access. So if we bring out this guy like so, and a wireless setup kit, back in our home, if we come down here, I should have an open connector for this guy already. This top one here. We just right click that, and then we'll go back. Connect it, and just like that, that's connected. Now we need a P2P tunnel. We need a smart cable, and then a dense cable. Put that back. So what we're doing now is we want to be able to pull the full amount of channels off of this wireless connector here, which this is currently utilizing a channel, and every single one of these is from that row in our basement is using channels. What we're going to do, so we get a full 32 channels from this wireless connector, is slap down dense cable here, a P2P tunnel here, but we want it facing this guy. Then we're going to get a memory card. Make sure you clear it. We're going to go back home. And then on our big controller here, we want to go to any of these blank P2P tunnels, which you can see if there are 4 white corners instead of the colored corners, and shift right click. Once you have a channel saved, you want to come back here and then just right click. Now we have a full 32 channels coming from the big controller through this P2P tunnel straight to our dense smart cable. Now, with all that being done, we should be able to then just connect this pattern provider up with smart cable. which I use smart cable for everything. And then the dense cable here is going to be literally just to carry the big amount of channels anywhere. And then the smart cables, the small ones, will just be to bring, that channel anywhere we need it. Or if we need, some machines here, we can tap into this one, which will tap into the channels from that guy. So we have this hooked up. Let's see if we have any facades in our system real quick. Not any of the ones we need. Do we have any cable anchors built? 4. Gonna need a whole bunch more. Let's get 2 of these made. Let's just, there we go. Toss them in. 14. And then we want cable anchor. The way you make facades is just these cable anchors like so. Let's just grab a stack of them. Wait, what's this? Oh, the floor is 15. Crap. Put these away. Bring out a wrench. Take the facades back off. We need variant 15. Which we don't have that either. Of course not. Okay, bring a stack of those. Cable anchors. Alright, there we go. And then we're just going to cover the cable back up. We don't want that to be exposed. Unfortunately, I can't dye that pattern provider a different color. Just like so. Alright, so now we have the energizing orb hooked up to our system. We're going to want to make some patterns now. Let's search patterns. Let's make 100 of them. We want to get the energizing orb recipes going. So if we go into uses, we can view all of the recipes. So we're going to want a pattern for the ender cores. Uses, charge snowball. No, I don't think we're going to need that. Don't think we're going to need that. Not right now, at least. Don't think we'll need any of these. Let's see. Dry ice. Probably want that one if we do the reactors. What else? So we want the block recipes. So block of diamond for block of niotic crystal. It's definitely one we're going to want. Let's just go into Powah. Block of energized steel. Block of blaze crystal. Somehow we made it to Nitro. So this is the recipe we want. Blaze block for blaze crystal. We're going to want a crafting recipe for blaze block. So there's the crafting recipe for that. We are going to need a SEPA farm for blaze rods. We'll also do that one. We have niotic. We'll need spirited crystal now, which is emerald. We'll need niotic, which we'll just have to do the niotic crystal recipe here, which also requires a block of blazing crystal. Oh, we already have one of those, so toss these guys in. We can view our pattern encoder just like so. So if we look at our molecular assemblers, we can just put this guy in here. And I guess let's test this out real quick. Say we want want to configure this first. We want to do not push. We want blocking mode on. Do not push crafting ingredients if inventory contains a pattern input. Say we want block of niotic crystal. Get 100 of them. Start. Should just push it in. And I thought this would push it out also, because this does have a return inventory on it. How do we get this guy to pull? Doesn't look like we can. What if we put an interface on it as well? And our smart cable does not want to pull. What else can we try? I guess an importer. Get an extended import bus. Put it on the back. We're going to want that guy. And then connect it right back in there. Okay, that worked. Oh yeah, it's chugging along now. And then I guess we'll just add the rest of these guys. The only problem is going to be the niotic one. It'll pull the blazing crystal out, I believe. I guess we will, we'll worry about that when the time comes. We're not there yet. Let's just get these guys placed back down. Full block. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we'll... Oh, we can cover that just like nice. Nice. Okay. So that should just be crafting all of our niotic crystals. Just like so. Very nice. We're also going to need to set up recipes for then turning these guys back into their original form. Just like this. So we're just taking that block we're making and turning it back into the crystal form. We should only need it for the 4 of them. So if we come into our molecular assembler here, just toss these guys in somewhere. Nice. All right, so we have this automated. Very cool, very quick. Next, we're going to need to set up some farms. So if we get into hostile neural networks here, we're going to need a couple things. Simulation chamber, loot fabricator, deep learner, some model frameworks, which we'll do 2 of them for now. Let's do 4 because we could do 2 of each of what we need. And we'll need these prediction matrices once we have the farm itself running. But for now, we are going to need these guys. And I guess we'll do blaze first. So let me go get into the nether. That sounds like we're picking up our ores. Let me get into the nether and to the blaze farm, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, we are in the nether. I am very unliked in here. These piglins really like me to not be here. Get rid of him. He has a backpack. We're gonna come over to this blaze farm here. This place is rough. None of these places are seemingly wanting to spawn now. Where are the blazes at? There's one. So you want to right click with your framework. Then with that, toss them in here. And I throw it in my offhand so the UI still stays up in the top left of the screen. And you'll see now we need 5 more blaze kills. Look at this. Now, obviously, once you get your 3, you can just then go and toss it back into the simulation chamber. I'm going to build this up past whatever tier comes next. I want one more to spawn so you can see it go. There you go. It's now a basic model. So if we were to toss these guys into the simulation chamber, they will run, but not very accurately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill a couple more blazes, build this card up a little more, and I'll bring you guys back once we have that done. Okay, so we are back. Next thing we are going to want to do is get some weatherproof glass. Actually, I believe mob grinding utils is updated. Tinted glass is what we want. And I usually bring like 3 stacks of this stuff. And you can set this up almost anywhere. I don't think we're gonna want it in the factory. Not sure where we're going to put this guy. Let's just put him over here in this corner. So what I do is build a 5x5 base. You want this room pretty much big enough to spawn a wither. I do big enough to spawn 3 of them. So something like this. And the nice thing about these tinted glass is not only do they look nice, but they also withstand wither blasts. So when the wither blows up, he will not actually be able to blow through the glass. And then once you have your box built up, what I do is I build this little tunnel, you know, away from it. Wow, it's dark in here. Anyways, I build this little tunnel so only I can get into there. Just like so. And we're going to want soul sand and wither skulls. So if we come in here, we're going to do 1 this time. Right click with your framework. He might still take out some of that mountain from his AoE damage. Oh shit, he broke out. How did he get out? Alright, well he's not doing any damage, thankfully. I'm so confused. Oh, I forgot to put a roof on the place. Wow. That confused me there for a second. I'm like, how'd this man just fly out at me? Alright. Boy, thankfully. There must be a config setting for wither damage, because he was hitting the ground. He just wasn't blowing anything up. Oh, he was blowing some stuff up. He shot this way first. Alright, well, I don't see the tower blowing. Anyways, this is what it looks like when, once you actually build it correctly. Oh my gosh, he just glitched straight out of it. How in the world? Alright, something's wrong with the glass. I would say so. I wonder if I could just double up the walls. You know what? Let's I'm actually gonna just cover this whole thing in obsidian. Because I know Minecraft physics sometimes allows creatures to kind of like warp through glass, kind of the same way you can pull items through it. So I'm thinking maybe that's the issue. Really don't believe he's going to be able to come out any other way. Boy, does this thing look ugly. That's all right. Oh man, it's dark. I wonder if I could put a feral lantern down behind it, if it'll, well, I don't know, because I don't want him getting out to the back either. Oh, we'll try that. And another go. Okay, let's see what happens. Make an ugly wither box. It didn't work. It looks like he's spawning up a little bit. So if we make it 4 high, that might work a little better. But this is working out just fine. Alright. We just need 2 more for these cards. I don't have enough wither skulls to make them into the next tier. So we're gonna just stop after this one. Alright. Very nice. And we do have nether stars now. Looks like he took a block out back here. Yeah. We got a wither trophy. Very cool. I don't know where to put these things, so. Alright. Now, because we have 4 cards, we're actually going to want more of these simulation chambers. Because you need a simulation chamber for every card that you have. And we're just going to run 2 loot fabricators, one for each mob. And then if we take this in out of our offhand, pop these cards out. We're going to use this back section back here for it. Actually, I want to... Ooh, that's a FPS right there. Sheesh. Alright. So, these walls are huge. Boy, sheesh. Let's get... How do I want to do this? Go like that. Go like that. Guess I'm eventually going to want 3. But for now, we'll just wither, blaze. Then we want prediction matrix. And I actually believe I'm going to want a different setup. I have barrels made down here with the colors that I want right here. So there's a pretty easy system I set up for these. And I believe it was my offline all the mods 9 world. Let's see if we could get this going first. Trying to remember. Okay, so my basic idea I have going here so far is I'm going to have 2 to 3 rows of simulation chambers running with different mobs in them, obviously. But for now, we have blazes going, and we're going to keep the nether mobs here, the ender mobs here, and then probably the overworld mobs on this side. And the basic system I have thought out so far is we're going to use pipes to pull out of our loot fabricators and put into our systems. We're going to use laser nodes on the upper systems to supply prediction matrices and then pull the, what are they called? These guys, these things, the predictions out, the mob predictions out, put them into the loot fabricator. And then once the items are converted from the prediction into, say, Nether Star or Blaze Rod, let's see here, just like so. Once it's converted, it'll be pulled out and put into the drawer. The drawer is then linked into our controller in the basement, which is linked to our system. So if we view Blaze Rods, pull all these out, these now have a dedicated storage here. You'll see we have 208 and 212 on the barrel here, 216, constantly going up. Very nice. So I guess the main thing I have to do now is get all the laser nodes synced like so, and get a system for auto-crafting these prediction matrices, and then bringing them out over here, which we'll probably want something on display for the prediction matrices so we know at all times how many we have. We're going to want a default amount, like stocked at all times. So if we just put a barrel down, I don't like that location. We'll just slap it here for now. Slap that down there. Prediction matrix. And then, oh, we're not going to be able to use that guy there. Yes, we will. We'll put something under here for the AE system, which I'm probably going to run a line off of this up in here with facades all the way down and around, and yeah, it'll take a bit. That's the idea. Now we're going to need to make some item cards, which needs some logic chips. A bunch of these will go home. Smelt these guys up. Obviously, I could add an autocraft for a lot of those items, but not too worried about it. We're going to want some basic filters, a stack of those. Out of glass. We're probably going to have to set up our sand generator that we made in a previous episode. We took it down when we moved, but we're going to start running low on sand soon, so might be a good idea to actually get a system set up. But anyways, let's go back to hostile. We're going to want a card to insert, extract, say filter. We want to extract prediction matrices, max amount. And then we're going to look in here, west, extract prediction matrices. Then we're going to want to set up some laser connectors. We have some advanced ones. And I guess we'll have one going here to the ceiling. You go here. You go here. It's not going. You go here. Let's turn shaders off. Is it working? Oh, it is. Okay. I think these have like a little dimension thing. I'm not entirely sure how they work. Oh, and shaders is broken. All right. I'm not going to worry about it. Let me get this whole system set up, and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so I believe I have a somewhat functional system running now. So, we are pulling prediction matrices out. We are sending them into the laser connectors, which provide them into the nodes, into our set of simulation chambers here. It is also providing those matrices to this advanced laser connector, which is connected to this advanced laser connector, which is connecting to these two nodes, which provides them to these two chambers. Then we have our loop fabricator and our simulation chambers with nodes connected to these sets of lasers here, which are then connected to these nodes here, which then provide either the predictions into the chamber and the chamber outputs into here, and our prediction, those things into there. Same thing on this side, it's just a little cleaner. So it is functional, it is running. We're building up fairly well here. The next and last step to this process is automating the prediction matrices. So what we're going to want to do, we go into pattern access mode. We can make clay balls. We have plenty of gold and iron. We will allow substitutions because of the glass panes. We actually don't want those ones. We want regular glass panes in here. So we should probably just throw that guy away. So that is our recipe there. If we just toss it on the ground, we also want a recipe for crafting these glass panes. So with those, we'll toss them into our system here. Take this guy, we're going to clear it. Put it back in, back to our crafting grid. Next, we want an exporter hooked up onto this guy. Which, like I said, I'm just going to very neatly run a cable over here. So we will take a smart cable with an exporter. We will hook the exporter up right underneath here. We can get a good angle on it. Just like so. prediction matrix. Nice. Then we will run the cable down, around, and hook it up there. Then we want a crafting card, just like so. Wait for that to craft up. And if we put this crafting card in this export bus, what it's going to do is tell it, hey, this inventory here needs prediction matrices. Then our system will be like, all right, if we have the materials, we will craft it. I don't think I need that many. Make some of these, and then if we just toss these in here, it will also tell the system to hurry the hell up. So very nice. Now this barrel, we're going to leave at the stock 2000. We don't want, 646 million or whatever the max storage is, 679 on 4 diamond upgrades. We don't want our system crafting 679 million prediction matrices. That's a lot of gold, a lot of iron, and like a lot of glass. So if we just keep this at 2000 prediction matrices, it'll craft those up, and then as needed, it will push them into our units here. And obviously, as we expand these farms here with whatever other mobs we have, all we'd have to do is hook up laser nodes on the back and provide it with an import card for the matrices and an export for whatever the craft may be. Yes. All right. Now, last step is just to clean up this area. Just like so, we'll get these. This is the floor. We want the floor hidden very nicely. Then we want the wall hidden like so. Boom. From up here, you'd never be able to tell. Besides those. Those are the wrong blocks anyways, but then if we come down here, we could do the same thing. We'll just hide them. Boom. Never be able to see them. So just like that, we have our hostile neural networks farm set up. We have pretty good supply of blaze rods and a pretty good supply of nether stars. Not a lot, but we could probably expand this later on because we're going to need a whole bunch anyways. But with all of that being said, I am curious now to see if we would be able to make nitro crystals. Missing blaze block. Thought I set up a craft for this. Did right here. All right, let's try that again. Missing blaze block. So craft the blaze block. I should be able to know how to craft it. I did just add it into the system. Why isn't it? Partial plant, missing ingredients. Is that not in there? Let's actually Let's take this guy out. Maybe this one's the issue. Block of blazing crystal. Block of blazing crystal. All the compressed or cube JS. Let's go with this one. Missing 100 of those. What if we craft those first? It has no problem crafting. Weird. Now what if we tell the system we want 100 nitro? We're still missing blaze blocks. And it defaulted to all the compressed recipe. Let's take all these guys and have that in there now. Have that in there. What else can we do? We want a recipe for nitro. That's just a simple block of blazing crystal. We go into here. Block of blazing crystal. There we go. You'll see it is crafting up some more. I am kind of curious here how it's going to work. Oh, look at that. So remember, I was worried about our export bus extracting the blazing crystal block from there. That seems to be working just fine. What other screenshots can we get? Let's put us in it. Just like so. And shaders are still broken. Okay. Well, the good news is we're able to autocraft nitro crystal now. So the next step would be getting this ender gate. So let's get an autocraft for that. An autocraft for that. An autocraft for that. And toss them in here. And say I want 10 of these. Should make 12 because it goes in stacks of 4. Very nice. Now we have ender gates. These things are power hungry, so we're just going to replace them with the nitro ones. Everything in our system will end up being replaced with these, but I'll do it as I find them. Nice. So there we go. We now have our ender gates. should be able to then come down somewhere in here. Didn't we have our... Oh yeah, there it is. Ender cell. Ender cell. Nitro 1. There is our Ender cell nitro. Nice. And then let's upgrade these while we are playing around. How much more of this can I make? Plenty more. Plenty more. What do we need for these rods? Energizing rods. Block of quartz. I don't have an automated recipe for that yet. Do now. Obviously, I think you could put this in a compacting drawer, but I don't feel like swapping them over. Okay. So we need, what? 9 times 2 is 18 of these nitro capacitors. We'll go 20. Start. Dielectric casing. Plenty of those. Go use. Quartz block. Use. Upgrade them all. Very nice. Now these will provide even more power. Which, that absolutely sapped our system dry. I guess it's because it's filling these with the 20 million FV a tick it needs. But wow. We are going to need some more power. So, before we go, let's claim our quests. And let's see what we got. A lot of this stuff is not useful. I'm curious. 184? Crap. I'm wondering if I forgot to link these or not. Forgot to link that one. $371, $374. Nice. All right, just like that. This is all completely up and running, fully automated, nothing else needed. Now, every time it runs, it either fails, and if it fails, it improves this model accuracy. Which you'll see these ones are higher because we got more kills on these faster. So, very cool. Glad we got this up and running. We do have another star farm now. I might get more of these wither predictions, but we shall see. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below.